Hello guys, today we're gonna build an ancient Roman villa together. I will show you step by step how to build one and give you some tips and tricks. My goal is that you can build your own unique one while not recreating the one of this guide block for block. Enjoy the video! As usual, we're gonna start with the block palette. Roman villas usually are white with orange roofs, so for the main structure I chose quartz blocks and quartz pillars. For the floor I chose two different variations. One variation is red sand and red sandstone, and the other one is chiseled stone bricks and chiseled quartz. And for the roof I chose the two different red sandstone slabs. As a first step we want to search for a large flat spot in a savanna biome, since our build will be pretty big. Now we can start chopping down the trees and removing the ponds. The next step is making the layout. Start with a rectangular shape for the gate and then go from there and make the outlines for the walls and buildings. Leave a big empty spot in the middle of the layout, since Roman villas always had a big garden in the center. I suggest making the walls 5 blocks wide and the buildings 7 to 9 blocks wide. So we can start building the walls. On the outer side I built 5 block high quartz walls with even spaced quartz pillars. On the inner side I only placed even spaced quartz pillars without the quartz wall. For the windows I chose to make them only 1 by 1 block big. As a next step I started making the gate. For the gate I chose to use smooth sandstone and made sure to make it seem very tall, so make sure to build it taller than the walls. On the top I added 2 rows of smooth sandstone stairs. They add some nice little detail without going too crazy. Next I started building up the layouts of the buildings. Make sure to make the buildings at least 2 blocks higher than the walls. Make sure to not forget placing even spaced quartz pillars on the outside of the buildings as well. For the windows of the buildings I think a combination out of 1 by 1 block and 1 by 2 block windows is the best. If the layout of a building has different shapes, make sure to not use the same height for every shape. This makes the building look way more interesting. Now we can start building the floor of the walls. The pattern I chose is a combination out of red sand and red sandstone. For the floor pattern of the buildings I chose a combination out of chiseled stone bricks and chiseled quartz. This gives the floor a nice pattern and an expansive look. If one of the buildings of your villa has multiple floors, make sure to make the rooms at least 4 blocks high. Next step is placing the roofs. For this build, placing the roofs is pretty easy, since Roman villas always had just one colored roofs. Therefore we will only use red sandstone slabs and cut red sandstone slabs. Make sure to cover all the quartz pillars that we placed before with the entire roof. Next we will start placing the decoration blocks of the building. Place acacia signs all around the villa on the lowest layer of the building. The only exception where I wouldn't place those signs is on the quartz pillars on the outside of the villa. For the windows we won't use glass or fences, instead we will use scaffoldings. Next, place some bushes and lanterns in the hallways. This will fill up the empty spaces and will light up the place. At the outside doors of the buildings I built small wooden outside roofs out of extinguished campfires. I even decided to make one of the buildings look like a spa. Therefore I simply placed covered campfires under the roof. As a last step we will add pathways and a garden. We'll make the surroundings of the building look better as well. After the time lapse I will show you exactly what I did. Now we will have a look at the surroundings and the garden of the villa. I try to keep the trees and bushes and the pathways as well very straight and clear. Usually I try to make them look a little bit old and organic, but in this case just make them very straight and clean because Roman villas were very groomed at the time. Same thing for the bushes, try to make them look very straight and clean. I also placed those little lanterns in the garden so that nothing can spawn. And of course I built a small pool as well, and also on the right side a rectangular bush with a small pillar structure inside. On the outside of the building I placed these little groups out of trees around the building and also these stone slabs, and of course I put grass and flowers everywhere around the building. And that's already it for the surroundings. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're happy with the final build. If you have any tips and suggestions, please let me know. Subscribe for more builds like this and check out my website that offers loads of further Minecraft guides. See you in the next video.